Hey, what's going on, Community Hunter? Ah, shit, wrong thing, dude. And you're tuned in to Absurdist News. I don't know what a clown sounds like, dude.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Absurdist News. I'm Marks.
I'm Max. I'm Dave.
And we're going to be doing 5 crazy news articles, upon which one of them is fake news. And guess who's hosting it, boys?
It's
I hope it's
The
not me.
real OG is back in the seat.
DMX.
Yep. Special guest DMX is going to be on this podcast, and we're just waiting for him to call in right now.
Oh, he's
What's
in jail.
that?
He's in jail.
Oh.
So no, I don't think.
Yeah, this
Damn it.
is his like weekly call or whatever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, apparently it's not coming through because I'm still waiting, and he's just leaving me on. I don't even know what.
Do we have a
I was about to
replacement
say
for DMX?
read, and I'm just like, this is a phone call. This doesn't work.
Do we have a replacement for DMX?
I think it's me.
I can get
I'm
some
the
stuff together.
MX. Max.
DMX? Yeah, Max, without the A.
You can't see it because this is not a video medium, but I just put my head in my hand and started shaking it upon
Yeah, you can
you saying
kind
that
of
joke.
assume that'll happen in most of our podcasts.
That's true.
You know,
at some point.
Yeah. I hope you're not driving when you do that because that's an accident right there. But I am going to be hosting it this week. Ha 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 ha. I have all the power. And this week's theme is going to be drunk stuff. I was going to say people, but as you will find out, that doesn't really apply to all the articles.
Well, I mean,
Oh, there's a drunk animal. Dave,
Yeah, there has to
which
be a drunk
animal is
animal.
drunk?
I've heard stories. I think it's a goat one time that was drunk. I've heard. So,
Why are you turning
I
our
bet it's
guessing
a
game
wild
into another
boar.
guessing game?
It's
No,
a wild boar.
You know, I want
Not
to
a
keep
tamed
going.
boar.
I want to keep going with these animal guesses, but I'm pretty sure one of them is Mark's story.
Now I'm not gonna. Okay, you know what? We'll just get started here. Guys, just can you please? Okay, just the once. Can you please? Okay, cool. All right. So article number 1. I felt like we had a lot of fun talking about the Amish people a couple weeks ago.
Oh, they're
And
back! Zachariah!
Article number 1: 4 Amish arrested on alcohol charges after buggy hits cop car.
That's it. I'm stopping right now. This has to be true. I'm so excited.
I can hear you smiling and just your happiness through your voice.
The jokes are coming, boys.
All right. So, 4 young Amish adults are being charged with illegal possession of alcohol. Their buggy crashed into a cop car on its way responding to a call. I'm going to pronounce this, I apologize. Chautauqua County Sheriff's Office tells media outlets that the crash occurred around 7:15 Sunday in the rural town of Sherman near the Pennsylvania
PM.
border in New York. The call, ironically, was about people drinking in several Amish buggies off of a country road. Basically what happened was, as this cop car was driving towards this reported drinking thing, the buggy randomly changed lanes into the police car, flipping the entire buggy over, and one of the Amish people
Holy shit.
escaped
Crap, the
with
poor horse.
minor injuries. And yeah, they were charged because they had alcohol on them and were driving a buggy.
Is the horse okay? I mean, the horse has to be carrying the buggy, right? Does it
Was
say?
the horse drunk?
Oh, it's a possibility. Like, what's the
shit.
Amish? What's the Amish drink of choice? It has to be wine, right?
Probably mead.
I would say mead. Yeah, mead or moonshine, because
Moonshine.
Oh, moonshine's a good choice. That's a great choice.
yeah.
So they were obviously coming back from the casino after their long night of gambling, right? That's exactly what happened.
That's a throwback to our casino episode. We need to find these 4 Amish dudes and have them host Amish Absurdist News.
Oh,
That's what
but-
I'm hearing. It
but
sounds like
what
these
about-
guys know how to party.
But wait a minute. What about Zachariah, Abraham, and Jeremiah or Jebediah?
They probably are named that.
For sure.
So I don't know if you guys grew up in the country at all,
I did not.
Nope.
but I did to
Okay.
some
Do you have
degree.
Amish
I grew
stories?
up in redneck land. But when people would say they're racing buggies, they'd like take their Jeeps out to the fucking middle of nowhere and get drunk and race them.
Are you assuming these guys have Jeeps and they're racing?
No, I'm assuming they're doing the same thing, only with their horse buggies.
Horse buggies, okay. So you said
They're fucking snapping the reins.
Here's a question then.
Mush.
Is this illegal horse racing?
Marks, you said one of them flipped out of the carriage? Or,
Yes.
or something like that?
Yes.
I think the carriage flipped out them.
The buggy
that's
flipped
what-
onto its side, causing
Flipped onto
minor
its-
injuries to one of the people on board.
Man, that's... I hope there's a dash cam somewhere where I can see that. That has to be...
What's an Amish dash cam look like?
No, but if he hits the cop car has to have a dash cam, right? I
Oh,
mean,
actually, that makes a lot of sense.
now, I don't. Granted, I'm pretty sure it hits the back, so the camera's not facing that way. But that has to be some funny video. And we can laugh.
Here
we
comes
can
a
laugh
horse
'cause
out
no
of
one's dead.
nowhere.
That is a good. The horse question is a good question.
Like, is the horse okay? Yeah.
But like, how do you? Does the horse hit the cop car? If
Yeah,
it hits
I
the
would-
back,
That's. I would assume so, right?
but then the buggy also fell over.
So maybe the horse. What am I? Okay, here's my guessing. The horse saw the car. He panicked, so he tried
Yeah,
to
he's
go
like,
left
fuck
or
the
right.
cops.
Yeah, that's right. It's the fun.
The horse is a narc.
He tried to make a break for it, and it tilted the buggy. It makes perfect sense.
It does. Also, too, I opened up the article again, and I didn't realize that there's one final line on the bottom of this that says, police say several other buggies fled the scene.
You don't say. Wow, it's an Amish gang.
Oh, shit, the cops. All the horses start
Shit.
taking off. Oh, that's
That's
good mental
amazing.
imagery.
Mark, Max, I believe this is true. I don't care what Mark says.
Dude, how fast? I know,
It's
I
true.
believe it too. But how fast do you think a buggy can go?
I mean, they've got 1 horsepower, that's for sure.
I want to say I'm going to make a random number. 10 miles per hour.
I
Okay,
think
they can definitely go.
They can go faster.
That,
I
right?
think like they could probably push 30 maybe.
What's the fastest
For a
a horse
little
can
bit?
go? What's the fastest a horse can go?
I'm not a fucking farmer. I don't know how fast a horse can go.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think they can hit like 45 for a little bit.
No way. A horse can't go 45 miles per hour.
I
Can it?
based that on absolutely nothing.
I know you did.
But
I know
horse is
exactly
pretty
you
fast. Like horses are fast.
did. They're fast, but
okay,
they're not
let's-
40 miles per hour fast. I don't think so.
Dave, let's
maybe
flip this
for a
back
li- I
on
bet
you.
they
How
could.
fast can a horse go?
I would imagine you can go 10 to 15 miles per hour.
No, I mean, I'm not saying consistently. I'm saying fleeing from the cops fast.
So top speed. I still say 15 miles per hour. Top speed.
You're insane.
Yeah, they're definitely at least going 30.
miles an hour for a little bit.
Hold on.
All right, that's enough horsing around
Wait,
with
wait,
this.
wait. Horse top
No.
speed is 55 miles an hour.
No way, it's
Holy shit.
55. Top speed
Yeah.
55.
It's the
That's
world record.
amazing. That's the world record.
wait,
Oh,
that's the world record,
That's an
but the
outlier,
average.
though.
Okay, the gallop averages 25 to 30.
Okay, it's still impressive, but it's a lot better than 55.
All right, we've been talking
So
about
with the
horses
buggy-
way too long.
With a buggy, it's probably about 20.
I'm sorry that we're hung up on horses. What did I do there? Let's move on.
Oh, yikes. All right.
Horses hung?
Jeez. Oh, no. Okay, so for our second article, we actually have a little bit of a guest spot for you guys
It's
here.
not DMX, sorry.
It's no, sorry.
It's Ja Rule.
I just rang his. No, he's under. He's trying to start the new fire festival, isn't he?
Oh, God,
Ugh.
no.
Yeah, but we do have our friends over at Drinkopedia. They basically just do. You know what? They do it in the thing, and they're going to be presenting our next article. So here's that.
So I already love whatever this story is
Go on.
because the title is Drink Drive Suspect Claims His Dog Was Driving the Car.
Yes. Scooby-Doo action there.
Okay, so it's a fairly short article, so I'm just going to read it to you. The dog was nowhere to be seen, but that didn't stop one drink
It wasn't
driving.
even like present
No, what?
to be blamed.
Didn't stop one drink drive suspect blaming his pet. Florida resident.
Of course, Florida. Everything I know about Florida
Yeah.
says that this is very Florida.
Right.
Yeah, Relaford Cooper III.
Wow. Is that the dog or the person? Because that.
No, they couldn't find the dog.
Oh, but like, is that the name he gave for the dog? Because that's a very dog name. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Relaford Cooper III was arrested after crashing his car and promptly gave police officer a rather unbelievable excuse. who was chasing me? He asked the officer, adding, my dog was driving that car. I ran because I wanted to. You ain't gonna find no drugs or guns on me.
You ain't gonna find no drugs or guns on me.
You also won't find a dog. Mr. Cooper is alleged to have ignored a stop sign and traveled across 2 ditches before crashing into an occupied home, according to police report published by The Smoking Gun.
The reputable news source.
Yes. 26-year-old is alleged to have exited his vehicle, ran into a church, and hid in the toilets.
Wait. He ran into a residential home
House.
with his car, but then physically on foot ran into the church.
Yes.
Okay.
Just to get the logistics right. He was then forced out of the building by parishioners, police say.
Okay.
I was able to smell the strong odor of an alcoholic beverage as well as an odor of burnt marijuana, the officer said the officer who made the request. Said the officer who made the arrest. Why am I reading this? I'm terrible at reading.
I'm drunk.
That's not part of their podcast.
Nope. We're Drinkopedia. We're representing Drinkopedia.
Yes.
One of us is
Accuracy.
drunk at all times. That's
Accuracy.
the rule.
Relaford continued to ramble without being questioned, he added in his report. The suspect then vomited at the scene before claiming to have suffered a back injury from the crash. He'd been charged with drink driving, aggravated, fleeing, and resisting an officer without violence. Those all sound slightly wrong. Spokesman for the Manatee County Sheriff's Officer
Manatee
County.
Ooh,
Awesome.
said there was no sign of a dog with the ability to drive a car, in parentheses,
With
at
the
the
ability.
scene.
What breed? Does it say what breed? Are we talking
does
like
not.
a little guy?
It does not. It also doesn't specify what types of breed would be able to drive a car.
Right.
Like if they found
Yeah.
an Australian Shepherd, would they have assumed, oh yeah, that dog drove that car?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's Manatee County. So if any animal is driving a car in this county, it's going to be a big old sea cow.
Oh
It's not going to be a dog.
Oh, and the last.
That's what I call customers at Starbucks. By the way, big old sea cow.
Okay, last sentence. It's not the first time someone has blamed their dog for a car accident.
What?
Earlier this year, a Florida drunk driver also blamed her pet after she crashed the car.
Also Florida.
I'm surprised that hasn't happened in our state because I can't tell you again as a Starbucks purveyor. I'm not going to get more specific about that in case I lose maybe my job. There's a lot of motherfuckers in this state that we live in that just drive with their dog in their lap. Which
That feels really dangerous.
it's the most dangerous thing because I don't hate dogs. I hate dog owners. They always think their dog is the shit. You know,
Their
just
dog
walking
can
them-
drive a car.
Yeah, you know, walk without a leash, basic things. You know,
Yep.
it's stupid.
This is unrelated to the dog thing, only related to the Florida thing. But I read somewhere, don't know where, Pole's collar, that Florida has to publish all of their arrest records,
Yeah.
but other states don't have.
Yep.
That
and
law?
that's why there's all the Florida man stories.
Yeah,
Yes. So all of this weird shit is happening in your state, wherever you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is happening in your state. We just don't have to publish it.
Yep. And listen, Absurdist news guys, whoever's trying to figure out which story's real, which story's fake, if you're thinking, oh, that Audra from Drinkopedia, she read that like it was an actual thing. Well, maybe Marcus sent a copy of his thing. So don't try and be clever with this game. This could be real or fake.
Oh, yeah.
Either or.
Oh, yeah.
There's no guarantee.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I love
cool,
to
lady.
lie.
Also, listen to Drinkopedia if you want to. Like, we're a podcast that aims to educate, and we also drink. Someone who's not drunk right now should probably promo the podcast.
Okay, so every week, one of us picks 3 topics out of a hat. We put one of them back, and then the following week, we must get drunk and explain those 2 topics.
Yep, we're like
That's
drunk
it.
history for the full curriculum.
If you like it, check us out. Drinkopedia Pod on Twitter. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, pretty much
Stitcher.
everywhere else.
Yeah.
Yep, and keep supporting Absurdist News. Good guys.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks to the Drinkopedia podcast folk over there. And just to reiterate, the name of that article was "Drink Drive Suspect Claims His Dog Was Driving the Car."
You know what I learned from
What did you learn?
from that little spot from them? I learned that Florida has to publish all their arrest records.
I did not know that either.
either.
I didn't know that either.
That
which
is
makes
actually
sense.
something that's really significant to our podcast.
It is. It's great for a lot of content too, so I'm happy about that.
Dave, wait, did you not know about that? You
No, I
live in
really,
Florida.
I honestly didn't know that. I
They
don't follow
fucking locked
rules.
down the Florida market early.
That's right.
really
No one could touch me right now. So I'm super happy about it.
Mark, you and I have to fucking work for our articles.
I know,
Dave's
Dave is
got
just like, let's check the
Florida.
news.
That's right. The only thing I thought of throughout the entire conversation, okay, if it was a dog driving, what dog would most likely drive drunk? And the obvious answer is the Saint Bernard. Because think about it, those Saint Bernards have those jugs of alcohol around their necks during at all times in the winter. So he's probably just driving it along and just chucking that barrel and still driving. So I got pocket
That's
aces
the
when it comes to
most,
Saint
like,
Bernard.
innocent, but also very dangerous mental picture you've given me all day, Dave.
Think about it. Beethoven's out there on the highway drinking a gin and tonic, and nobody's suspecting of it.
Beethoven just sipping on his G&T.
Yeah, he
That's
has a jug full of gin and tonic.
That's right. It's 12 o'clock somewhere. Gulp. So there you go.
Listen, after I cashed out of those movies, I ain't got nothing left for me anymore.
He's gonna be in VH1 channel behind the scenes. Poor Beethoven's hit it hard, man.
He hit his peak.
He did.
He's 12 years old. He can't take it anymore.
When I was famous in the 90s, I was the top dog. But damn, Scooby-Doo had to take my spot again.
I think the best part of this is that there wasn't even a dog there.
That's the best
It was
part.
my dog. What dog are you talking about? There's no dog here. Oh, man. All right. Well, let's move on to our next article over here. This one is called "Drunken Elk Rescued from Swede's Apple Tree."
Oh, we're prophets,
this is
Max.
Yep. You didn't guess elk, though. So
I did not get Elk.
sucks to suck. Okay. A drunken elk.
There's still two more articles.
That's true.
A drunken elk, desperate for just one more mouthful of fermenting apples, lost its balance in the attempt, leaving it stuck in an apple tree in western Sweden. So, when
What?
Johansson of Sorrow, I pronounced that wrong, returned home from work on Tuesday, it was dark outside and the rain was coming down hard. Suddenly, Johansson heard a bellowing noise from the garden next door. I thought at first that someone was having a laugh. Then I went over to take a look and spotted an elk stuck in an apple tree with only one leg left on the ground, Johansson recalled. So then he called the police, who dispatched a hunter to come. And in the meantime, a bunch of neighbors came outside and they were trying to pull it, but like, this is a drunk elk. So it just started kicking at them very ferociously. It's likely that the elk was trying to reach another apple, but stumbled and then it got like all tangled up and was just like, ah, shit. I mean, we've been drunk.
What
we've been
do
there
you
before.
mean likely?
I mean, no one actually saw it, so it's all alleged,
How
right?
does the logistics of this work? How do you have 1 foot on the ground as an elk?
He's drunk. What do you expect of the elk?
Oh, but do you know what elks look like, Dave?
I know what elks
They got
look
2
like.
feet
I
in the
played
front,
Red
they got
Dead.
2 feet in the back. Which foot? How do they only have 1 foot on the ground?
Okay, let me finish summarizing the article before you just rip this a new one. Johansson said, my neighbor recognized it as the animal that almost ran into her car earlier in the day. She was pretty sure the elk was already under the influence. So after the animal was finally freed, it apparently just went unconscious and laid on the ground. And then in the morning, it eventually got up and hungoverly walked away.
Well, we've all been there.
Well, yeah, we've all been there.
I haven't been there, so I don't know. So
Okay, elks, right?
yes,
They have long torsos.
they do.
So I
Is that
get,
it? Okay.
so I get if they
You were
had,
proving a point, but we just didn't get it.
I get if they had their arms like stuck in the tree, they're reaching up.
Their arms? You mean their legs?
Their front legs, their arms.
You call front
Okay.
leg arms?
It's
Look
what
at
we
my
call them
elk
front
arms,
legs.
everybody. Woohoo, elk arms.
Okay. Okay, if they're reaching into a tree, they're standing on 2 feet, so that makes their arms arms.
It doesn't make them.
So I get having their arms stuck in the tree. But how do they get one of but not both of their legs also stuck in the tree?
Look, I don't know how high this tree is, but there's a strange possibility that one of the legs got caught in the lower branches while the other one's just struggling to keep his footing. Again, that's my hypothetical. It could be 100% wrong, but that's the best I got.
But how low would the branch have to be?
I don't know. I mean, I
pretty
honestly don't
low.
know. It's got to be pretty low, yeah. But
Maybe
again,
there's a hole in the trunk.
That's a possibility. But again, even if there's a hole in the trunk, well, yeah, the foot, the leg, not the arm, the leg would just have to be on the ground. So
Yeah, so
don't
the
know.
other leg could easily go in the hole.
yeah. I mean,
Did you know?
Okay, all right. That's it. You got my attention.
I learned this the other day. Did you know
Alright.
that horse legs are just basically giant fingers?
Yes.
Like
Max, I
human
told you
fingers?
this a year ago.
Really?
And you went, what the fuck? That's crazy. And then we never spoke about it again.
I learned this like 2 days ago, and I said, "Wow, what the fuck? That's crazy."
All right, can
Well,
you?
doesn't that sound familiar?
All right, Marks? Can you please fill me in and the audience about horse fingers?
It's like, okay, extend your index finger,
Okay.
right? So where your nail is, that's basically where the horseshoe is.
Oh, interesting.
And then, you know your knuckle?
Yeah.
It's basically like the horse's knee. And then you know how their like foot kind of goes backwards? That's that like part in between the knuckle and the nail.
Oh, that's pretty.
And so, anatomically speaking, their legs are basically just like really long fingers.
Oh, I didn't. Wow, we are also a zoology podcast in this.
So imagine
in
these
this-
babies going 30 miles an hour.
Yeah, I'm not messing with I'm not messing with an elk that's sober, let alone a drunk one. So.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can we just go back to the fact that maybe we should be running on our fingers instead of our legs, because if horses can run at 30 miles
That's
an
a good
hour
point, Mark.
on their fingers, maybe we're doing it wrong.
Dude, they only have 4. We have 10.
Imagine the power.
We're like a bullet.
We can go 2.5 times as fast as a horse.
That's
by
good
running
math
on our
right there.
fingers.
Unfortunately, that is good math right there. But not good logic or common sense. Oh boy. All right, let's move on to our next article over here. This
Dave,
one.
I'm putting a star next to this one, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, we have
Metaphorically.
To,
I don't
the
think
first
no.
two, the first two got to be true. So I don't blame you.
Okay. This next one is called "I'm a Pirate," shouted drunken woman before hijacking a passenger ferry. So, a woman
Excellent.
high on
believe it.
drinks and drugs stole a passenger ferry and crashed into boats shouting, "I'm Jack Sparrow," and she's now been jailed. The woman was 51 years old, and this is in the UK. So apparently she dialed 999, which is the 911 equivalent. But as soon as officers started arriving, she basically, on the passenger ferry, kicked it off and started yelling, "I'm a pirate! I'm Jack Sparrow!" as the double-decker ferry slowly floated away from the shore and right into a bunch of other boats at the dock. It took them about an hour, upon which, when she was arrested, she claimed that she would have ended up in St. Tropez as if she hadn't been caught. Apparently, more than 30 ambulance, police, Coast Guard, and RNLI, I don't know what that really stands for, but I'm assuming it's some sort of like national service, officers were drafted in during the incident. So, in a drug test, apparently not only was she drunk, but she ate hallucinogenic plants before getting on board the ferry.
Oh gosh.
The ambulance arrived. They interviewed one of the people who arrived at the scene, and basically he said, "I heard a female voice saying they were pirates and asking, 'What are we going to do now?' and noticed that the ferry was slowly drifting away." And yeah, so she got arrested for that.
At least she called the 911 equivalent. Because I guess she knew a crime was about to be committed.
Yeah, she was the one
She's like,
committing the
fuck,
crime.
this boat's gonna get stolen.
She went all in though. She did not only got drunk, she took hallucinogens as well. So she was having herself a party.
I'm thinking like the least or like the worst place I could possibly take hallucinogen. Things that make you hallucinate.
You want to start that over since Mark's just got back.
Okay, I'm saying the worst place to take like
I'm keeping that
mushrooms
all
or
in now.
acid or whatever.
Well,
That's gonna be like out on the water. That's gotta be terrifying.
I mean, yes. But to be fair, she did take it while she was on land. And then she ended up on the boat.
So she took it on land, and then she ended on the boat, and then that's where she proclaimed she is Jack Sparrow.
Yes, and that she is a pirate.
Well, to be fair, my main problem is not where you take it. I just don't want to hallucinate on the water.
But imagine how
clarify.
trippy it would be, man.
I had a friend who told me that he once took, I forgot what it was. I'm not sure if it was ecstasy or what it was, but basically he took one of those hallucinative drugs, and when he took it, his whole world became like Super Mario Land, like 1-1 NES Super Mario with the blocks and the turtles. He started hallucinating all of that stuff after he took that drug.
Man, you would definitely not want to be over the water if you saw that.
Dude, underwater level?
you think?
Fuck.
Oh my gosh. Fighting, getting away from cheeps and squids and all that stuff. Forget it. Can you imagine if he fought Bowser? It's like, oh no.
He's just beating the shit out of the captain.
He's just fighting. He's eating
He's
flowers.
jumping on his head.
Let me jump on you. No, please.
Why won't you die?
Okay, all right. Let's do our last article here. This one is called "Frat Members Form Human Chain to Rescue Beer Cooler Swept Out to Sea." So,
American heroes right there.
a bunch of fraternity brothers from Alpha Kappa Phi braved the pounding surf and formed a human chain in a daring rescue effort to reach a beer cooler that was swept out to sea in the middle of a beach party. So, Chad, who was the first brother who noticed it was drifting away, said, I gathered everyone together and I said, bros, we've always needed the buds, not now. Wait, we've always needed the buds, but now the buds need us. I wanted to make sure I got that one right.
That's the best speech since JFK. That's not what your country could do for you. That's that one and the bud one. That's it.
Not what your buds can do for you.
So, roughly around 20 of them formed a human chain and went out to go save the cooler. They tried calling the Coastal Guard when they were getting further out, but they were just dismissed as a prank by the Coastal Guard. So, several onlookers described the sight of the 20-bro-long human chain as awe-inspiring, heroic, and brave, while others who knew it was to recover a beer cooler called it dumb, a waste of energy, and impressive, but in a really stupid way. So, being out, this is a quote from Chad, who kind of was at the, what do you call the person who, like, is at the very end of the chain, who, like, goes out there?
The anchor?
Sure, the anchor. Chad was the anchor. Chanker.
Chanker.
Being out there, the waves knocking me over, the tide trying to pull me out. For a minute there, I thought it was all lost. Then I got my fingers onto the handle of the cooler, and I knew everything was going to be okay. It was all worth it. So there's the story of an American hero right there, Chad. Nice.
Well, good for Chad. I envision someone named Chad trying to save a beer cooler. I mean,
I envision it almost too well.
it's American. That's American right there. If that's not
Almost
Americana,
too
I don't-
American.
Oh, are you having suspicion then?
I am feeling suspicious, Dave. I am sus right now.
Dave, what was that laugh?
Yeah, that was my that was my suspicion laugh. Oh,
Oh,
I wasn't aware you turned into a British gentleman when
I
you
mean-
became suspicious about a news article.
they're
I
turning into a
mean-
pirate.
that's true.
That's fair. That's more of a yo-ho instead of a ho-ho.
So listen, I'm gonna ask you guys. I'm gonna
That
ask
was
you guys.
clever, Marks.
I'm gonna ask you guys this question because I don't drink, but I'm gonna ask you guys.
Sure.
If there's a drink that's fallen in a canal, what drink are you using as a human chain to save?
I mean, we were just talking about that. What was it, Max?
Oh, I got this in 1 second. I'm gonna get the word. In solidarity with our friends from Drinkopedia, I am having a beer or 2 or 3. And
Or 7?
It's like a s'mores milk stout.
And Would you go to save it if it was drifting out to sea?
It actually is really good. I did not think it would be. But
So
it's
Max
kinda
would be
like
the
a
Chad of our group.
dessert milkshake. It's like Bailey's, but a beer, kind of.
So
That
you're
actually sounds delicious.
So you're saving your beer milkshake, basically.
Yes, I would.
Marks, what are you saving?
You know,
If it's a cooler full, yeah, I probably would.
if it was a cool, I started drinking this new stuff. I haven't like really found a place that I can buy it yet, but like I've seen it at bars every now and then. Called Delirium, and it's delicious, and it's also 10% too. And there's like an elephant on the front. If there was like a cooler full of those, I'd probably go. I'd get that if I'm being completely honest with you.
Also, only 4 of these was like $10. So if I had a cooler full of it, I'm like, shit.
Oh shit!
Oh,
that's
that's
a cost
it.
benefit analysis right now.
You're in heaven.
Like, I'm just saying, my life is probably only worth like 35 tops. So
A cooler of those, forget it.
that's an easy
Depends on how big
trade.
the cooler is, I guess. Okay, well, here, let's go through all 5 of these articles one more time, and then you guys can figure out which one you think is false or
All right.
fake news. Okay, so we started off with 4 Amish arrested on alcohol charges after buggy hits cop car.
That's great.
Drink drive suspect claims his dog was driving the car. Drunken elk rescued from Swede's apple tree. I'm a pirate, shouted drunken woman before hijacking a passenger ferry. And last but not least, frat members form human chain to rescue beer cooler swept out to sea.
By the way, Marks, before, did you say how long was this chain again?
20 people.
20 people?
Yes, 20 brothers.
Wow.
We got to use the right terms because it's the frat, Dave.
That seems like a really frat thing to do.
You're right.
Like if a frat does something, they all do it or they don't.
I didn't
Yeah.
think it was gonna be 20 people. I thought of maybe like 10 at most. Damn, 20 people.
Well, you also thought horses could only run like 15 miles an hour.
That's true. But I mean, it's better than 55, as you claim.
Dude, you've been undershooting by 10 this whole episode.
Oh, shit.
What can I say, man? I don't know what to tell you. Max, what are you thinking?
It's either the elk or the frat brothers.
I
I think those are my 2.
I'm thinking that too. I don't know why, but I'm drawn back to the Amish one a little bit because I just go back to the stupid horse. Like it didn't give any details about the horse, which
That is true.
so that's why I'm drawn back to it. Wow, this is hard. This is a hard one.
Okay,
You did a what? That's it. Time's over, Marks.
time's up. Make your picks.
When I host, I give you all the time in the world. This is not fair.
Wait, how deep are we in? No, we're almost 35 minutes. We have to wrap it up.
Exactly.
all right, fine.
Peek behind the camera.
All right, fine. All right, gun to my head without thinking it through. I'm being bullied. I'm gonna go with the frat members.
Okay.
I think I am too.
Oh, we're all in. Dang. All right.
I think I have to go on the frat brothers.
You're both all in on the frat brothers?
No,
Yeah.
I wish you picked something else. Dang
I
it. all
can't,
right.
dude. I can't. Like you,
Dave,
you
do you
put
wanna
the
change your
pressure on
answer?
me.
No. I know I like to go different, but that's it. I'm committed. That's it. Frat members.
Yeah, I don't. The elk is out there, but I don't. Dude, a frat, Chad, everything there.
Yeah, freaking Chad.
The fucking Buds quote.
I will say this. I will say this. If I had a second choice, a little bit of an upset, I would go with the 4 Amish people. As
Okay,
much as
if
I
I
want it
had
to be
a-
true.
If I had a second choice, I'd go with elk.
That's a good one.
In
That's a
case
good
in
one.
case we lose out and we have to get the pity points award.
That's right. All right, Marks. Final answer for me is the frat fraternity.
I will also go with the frat brothers.
Okay, all right. So, the first article that is true is I'm a pirate, shouted drunk wooden woman before hijacking a passenger ferry.
Had to be.
It was
Of course,
definitely true, and they
obviously.
actually detailed her entire court hearing in the article, but I just kind of glazed over that because I'm just like, this is too much detail.
Oh man, I can't wait to read that.
All right, so the next article that is true, presented by our friends over at the Drinkopedia podcast, is Drink Drive Suspect claims his dog was driving the car. I think the whole Florida thing gave it away, huh?
Yeah, I'm an expert
Fucking
in all
Florida,
things.
dude.
Okay. Next one that is true is 4 Amish arrested on alcohol charges after buggy hits cop car. So that was
it was
true.
believable.
Ironically, I was reading the article. They don't say anything about the horse.
That's a big concern. That's a major detail missing in that
Maybe
story.
this is like quiet fake news.
What does that mean?
Like you almost like it's real enough that it gets published as real news, but it's actually fake.
Nah, but, well, I'm also
see
thinking,
what you
is there a buggy that can be used without a horse? So
I mean,
It
you've seen the
definitely
Flintstones.
had a horse.
the Flintstones. Don't get me started on the Flintstones, all right? Why is Fred Flintstone? Why is
Don't
Fred
get me started
Flintstone fat?
on the Flintstones.
No, because Fred Flintstone should be good in should be in shape. The guy's using his legs to drive, and he's still fat. I mean, the cardio that man has, he should be like 100 pounds.
I do wonder how much that car weighs. Probably a lot.
Thank you. All right, I'm sorry, Mark. Sorry, Mark. I got out of topic.
Someone needs to take his Flintstone vitamins. Jeez. So the last true article this week is. Are you ready?
Yes.
Drunken elk rescued from Swede's apple tree.
Hey.
I don't know how you guys both. I thought I had you guys this week.
You would have had me, but when you said like 20 people forming a chain link to get the cooler, I was like, no way, that's believable.
Really?
Okay.
That is the most believable thing about that article. in my opinion.
Really? 20 people? No way.
As a college student,
Oh gosh.
I also had to tone it down because it was actually 30 people. And I'm like, that's a little too much. I wouldn't believe that. So I cut it down to 20. But geez, you still saw
dude,
right
when
through it.
frats
Wow.
do something, they do it all together or not at all.
That's true. They are committed.
I legitimately read this article. I was just like, this actually, like, if you told me this happened, I would have been like, well, shit, I guess that happened.
Dude,
So I picked it.
if you hadn't done the Buds quote, and if he hadn't been named Chad, it would have
How
gone
could I
by
have
without a
not done
fucking
the Buds
second
quote,
thought.
Max? Come on.
No, he had to do the Buzz quote. He had to.
You
But
had
this
to.
was-
That's true.
This was still very hard for me. That 20 thing helped me out big time.
Okay, but all of my concerns about the fucking Alec are still there.
They definitely are. But it definitely happened. So I don't
happen.
know what to tell you.
Where does the leg go?
I don't know.
I'm
Is it
assuming-
an arm?
I'm assuming.
No, we've clarified the arms are in the tree.
So you got 2 elk arms in a tree, right? But the thing was, I imagine it was trying to jump, and when it was jumping, I assume one of its legs like retracted in, and then it probably got stuck on a branch. The apple tree is not that big,
Okay, that's fair.
so it's definitely possible. Just because it's got its elk arm stuck doesn't mean it can't get its leg stuck.
Elk fingers, technically.
Oh gosh,
figure,
end the
sorry.
damn show.
All right, well, congratulations to both of you. You beat me. I thought I really had good articles this week.
It was no, you did have good
good
articles.
enough.
It was really, really good.
Okay, and before we get into plugging all of our stuff, I just want to say thank you to the Drinkopedia guys for doing that guest spot for us.
And lady, 2019 and stuff.
Right, yes. The
Won't the 2019 thing be just to say, guys?
I don't know anymore. There's just so many damn rules. I don't know what to follow anymore. You know what, guys? Yeah, guys. That's it. Done.
Well, go over, look them up, because I've been listening to their podcast lately. And like they say, one of them gets drunk every single week, and then they try and explain stuff. They've covered topics like Radio Shack, the Fast and the Furious franchise, all sorts of crazy things. And yeah, thanks again, Matt, Audra, and Jason for presenting that one article. But if you liked this episode of Absurdist News, then consider subscribing. We're also on all the social media platforms. Jeez, I'm backwards right now. We're on all the podcasting platforms. We're talking Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, iTunes. You can pretty much find us anywhere. And our entire back catalog is up there. And recently, one of my friends, I'm going to quote him on this because he said, our stuff is bingeable. That's going to be our new, what's it? Catchphrase? Yeah, bingeable. Absurdist News 2019.
Only 2019. Once we get to
Only
2020,
2019.
you can fucking do this once
Yeah,
a week
you
at
can,
most.
you can stop.
Exactly.
you can stop.
Okay. Otherwise, check us out on Twitter. We're at absurdist_news. You can go there. We're going to be tweeting fun stuff out there, as well as sharing all the episodes and interacting with other podcast channels. So you can go do there. There's also funny videos of relevant news stories that are kind of happening and in the buzz over there. We also upload now onto YouTube, so check out The Lone Few. go there and you can find our videos there. It's basically just the podcast with a funny thumbnail that Dave thinks up. Last week he photoshopped Ronald Reagan mask onto Ronald Reagan and it was absolutely terrifying. So that's where you can go find that horrid creation. Ugh. If you liked any of these articles, you want to read the news for yourself, then head over to absurdistnews.wordpress.com. We've also got our contact information over there if you want to get in touch. I think that just about wraps it up. Did I miss anything?
Please rate, review, and subscribe as well. That'll be very helpful.
Yes, and tell a friend, because that's how we let people know that we exist, and we want more people
I have
to
told
listen to
one
us.
friend, Marks.
Wow. Thanks, Max.
I told my brother, and believe it or not, my brother's been sending me articles of weird news. So
That's how you've
is
got
that
an
cheating?
inside man.
I don't have an
okay?
inside. No, believe it or not, I have yet to use
I'm
any of
calling
his articles.
bullshit. But anyways,
But I guess
Sorry,
I'll.
Dave's brother, your articles suck. I know you listen.
But I think I'm going to use it next week or next time. I don't know if I'm hosting next week, but I guess I'm going to use his articles next week.
okay, well, there you go. So Dave's brother, cool. Your articles are going to finally make the cut, I guess, because Dave deemed them worthy.
I'm late. Also, I'm lazy.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Okay, well, thanks again for listening to Absurdist News. I'm Marks,
I'm Max.
I'm Dave.
and we will catch you next Wednesday.